Start your VCRs now. This is a special collector's edition of REALTV. He's done it so many times before, but this time the inevitable is about to happen to the Gator trainer. Home video of the stupid birthday stunt that goes up in flames. If Mom ever finds out what Dad and his son did at the beach one day, she'll blow her stack. He brings his pet snake to the pub.
It's on my back!
Someone's gonna get bitten. That thing is getting awfully close to that baby. And his wife rolls the camera as her husband gets whipped by a deer. Whatever you do, don't blink. It's REALTV's scariest home videos ever.
Hi, I'm John Daly, and welcome to this special collector's edition made up of home videos of what some people do for thrills. We begin with a tape of the alligator that bit down like a vice on its trainer's head. The trainer lives to talk with us about the ordeal, and he's probably still wondering to himself, what was I thinking?
You want to feed him?
You're at the Miccosukee Indian Village just west of Miami, Florida.
You don't want to do it like this.
And the big treat here is alligator wrestling. Today, veteran gator man Kenny Cypress is in the ring with a tough opponent, a 10-foot-long, 350-pound monster.
A total of 80 teeth.
Kenny moves the huge reptile around the ring, then pries open the gator's mouth to stick his own head inside.
He's got to put his head in the jaw.
If you're squeamish, look away.
And the jaws are open. And the head is in. Mouth.
The powerful jaws slam shut, puncturing Kenny's skull. A show for the tourist becomes a fight for survival. An assistant jumps in, and the two men try to pull the gator's mouth open. But that doesn't work, and every time the gator shakes its head, Kenny feels the pain. Another man grabs a wooden pole. If they can't pull the mouth open, they'll pry it open. Now, there's a fourth man in the ring. 4 against 1, but the gator's still winning. He won't let go of Kenny's head. A fifth man rushes in, and the team finally pulls Kenny from the gator's death grip. He's got a dislocated jaw and painful holes on his head, but he's alive.
I knew I thought I was dead. First thing that popped into my head were my kids, and I guess it pops into everybody's head when they're dying, they think of their kids.
Experts say it's easy to get an alligator to open its mouth, but then, once it's open, the slightest touch on the tongue will trigger those mighty jaws.
Ready? Yeah, I'm ready.
Looking at the home video again, you see Kenny wipe some sweat from his forehead, but he doesn't get it all, and a few drops fall into the gator's mouth. That's what starts the trouble.
And the jaws are open. And the head is in. Mouth.
It's a salty sweat, and they don't like that taste at all. That's how I ended up stuck in his mouth.
Get the what?
Kenny says once the gator's teeth broke his skin and tasted blood, Kenny became reptile food.
He was pretty hungry and pretty mean, so once I started bleeding, all he thought about was food. So he didn't want to let go, and he wasn't about to let anybody take his food away.
Kenny Cypress was lucky that day. He put his head in a gator's mouth and lived to tell about it. He doesn't do that anymore. It's a promise he made to his son.
He said, "Dad, I don't want you putting your head back in the gator's mouth." He said, "You can stick your hand in there, that's it," he said.
Kenny will risk a bite on the hand, but he says he's never putting his head back in a gator's mouth. He says the pain wasn't the only problem.
He breathed on me, and I smelled bad breath.
And there's nothing worse than gator's breath. Well, next, someone's idea of a fun way to celebrate his birthday. It's a stunt you don't even want to think about trying. Tonight, New Zealand stuntman Jody Hooker has invited 300 of his closest friends to his birthday party.
There'll be a couple of long ones if you make it through tonight, mate.
The gangster-themed script calls for a car full of hoods to drive by and set Jody on fire with a Molotov cocktail.
Woohoo!
That's Jody decked out in a special safety suit. There you can see his helpers dousing him with gasoline to fuel the flames. Later, it will be their job to put them out.
Quiet, please! Quiet! Quiet!
Now it's time for Jody's big scene. For reasons about to become obvious, this is not something you want to try yourself. It's hardly The Godfather, but it still looks dramatic as this car comes driving up and a man with a torch jumps out and throws it at Jody. So far, this spectacular show is going to plan. It looks horrifying, but Jody's friends know he's done this many times before. But when Jody hits the ground, it's time to hit the panic button.
Lick it!
His helpers are supposed to completely douse the flames within 10 seconds, but obviously that's not happening.
Lay down, Jody!
Blink it.
30 terrifying seconds later, the fire is finally put out. Jody has done what every stuntman aspires to do. He survives. Whatever happened to candles on a birthday cake? Well, this seemed like a good idea at the time, too, but it soon became a parachute disaster. As Michael Brownlee shows you, a man and his son thought they'd be in for a lot of fun.
It's a home video with all the ingredients of a certain disaster. A surplus Army parachute, a 9-year-old boy, and 40-mile-an-hour winds. Part-time inventor Daryl Little is trying out a homemade parasail with his stepson Sky strapped into the parachute's harness. Anchored by a shovel buried in the ground, Sky and his chute hover over Panama Beach. Daryl's sister catches the excitement through the lens of her home video camera. But in a split second, a moment of fun in the sun turns into terror in the sand. The shovel snaps through the air, narrowly missing Sky, and the boy slams headfirst into the beach. With every ounce of strength, Daryl hangs on to the end of the loose rope, desperately trying to keep his stepson from being blown away. Daryl and Sky slam into the sand dunes. Luckily, the wind dies down just enough, and the parachute comes to a stop.
Before we hit the dunes, my stomach was burning. My brain's going, let go of the rope, let go of the rope. Because I knew if I let go of the rope, I was the only anchor he had, being as fat as I am.
Sky gets up, a little frazzled but unhurt, and Daryl is lucky that he wasn't seriously injured in the stunt.
I didn't know that he was in that much danger until after we saw the video.
In fact, watching the video in slow motion, you can see just how lucky this 9-year-old is, as the tin shovel narrowly misses him as it whips right by his head.
And then we watched the video, and it's like 15 seconds between the whole time. I mean, when he comes to the ground, not even when the thing breaks, it's only like 15 seconds. That whole experience was a lifetime.
Daryl admits it wasn't his best idea, and Sky says the video reminds him that father doesn't always know best.
I feel pretty big and bold. I might do it again, but yet again, I look back at that video and I say, nah.
Can't blame him, a very lucky boy. Now, if you've caught something scary on home video, we'd love to see your tape. Call us toll-free at 1-888-REAL-TV1. Well, now here's what's up next.
Coming up, it's a barroom photo op, but the snake doesn't want to be there, and it's getting angry. Later, Dad's gonna show his sons how to go rock climbing. Ow, that's gotta hurt. And what's this guy thinking?
I don't know that a stunt like this has ever been done before.
He thinks he can fly from one tree to the next. Plus, the hunter who bites the deer and likes it. We've searched for the scariest home videos we've ever seen. And you'll see them coming up on Real TV. The only place to see the world's scariest, the world's wildest, and the world's most shocking tapes every day. Real TV.
Welcome back. A bartender brings his pet snake to pass around to his customers, but the animal doesn't like it, and the snake is about to attack. Our John Johnston shows you what happens.
A pub owner in Phillipsburg, New Jersey brings his pet boa constrictor named Betsy to his bar. Today is the snake's birthday, and bar owner Rick Strip is celebrating it by wrapping the reptile around customers and then taking their picture with the birthday girl.
Look at your big, beautiful boots, though.
But Betsy isn't taking to the celebration quite as well as the others. In fact, as you'll see, she'll viciously bite an unsuspecting partygoer.
You gotta make her feel comfortable, you stroke her.
As someone records her party on a home camera, Betsy heads to the bar and checks out this nervous customer. Unfazed by the woman's fear, Betsy moves on to another patron. The snake leaves that guy alone, but then someone brings this baby up to her. The curious infant pinches the snake. Fully trusting his reptile, Rick inches Betsy in towards the baby. She sticks her tongue out, but keeps her teeth to herself, as Betsy shows her soft spot for babies. Another nervous woman moves in and tries on the boa.
It's on my back! Get it out of my... She's breathing. She's breathing.
Then Rick wraps the boa around another willing patron. While resting on the neck of this customer, Rick makes eye contact with his pet, but Betsy takes his gesture as a dirty look. After all that, it turns out to be Rick, her owner, who Betsy ends up biting. She nails him right between the eyes and catches his lower lip.
There's probably teeth stuck in it. Just come and pick them out for me.
Coming up on the New Guys Intermittent Report, James Brown and Dave.
It's the first time Rick's been bitten by his boa. The bite is so vicious, it's left some of Betsy's teeth in his mouth. Rick is lucky he escaped serious injury and thinks maybe next year he'll avoid another attack by throwing Betsy a better birthday party.
And he was trying to get her to look.
Now get this, Rick had a bad sore on his face for about a week. He had it checked out by a doctor. Turns out there was another fang lodged in his face. We'll be right back.
Still ahead, just listen to the sound of his helmet as it hits the rock. You know he's in pain. And he plans to jump from one tree to another.
I'm getting a little nervous.
Yeah, well, you ought to be. Plus, wait till you hear what that guy's wearing to get that deer all excited. You shoot it, we show it.
A man and his boys spend the day rock climbing. Dad is proud to show his sons the ropes. But there's going to be a big collision between Dad and the rocks that leaves him asking, what was I thinking? Our Ellen K has the tape.
Dad, do you know the way back up?
I'm sure I'll find it.
It's a dangerous hobby, but Doug Sewell and his young sons take the dare and rappel down Nevada's Red Rock Canyon.
Now take baby steps down. Keep your knees straight. That's the way. Lean back more.
It's their first time, and a family friend rolls this home video. The trio easily scales one rock after another.
Straighten your legs. Lean back.
So far, so good. And when their climbing buddies suggest they try something a little more challenging, they jump at the chance. But it's Doug who'll soon find that his beginner's luck is about to run out.
Slide down or you'll be...
Now they're ready to slide 120 feet across the canyon's mouth.
Go, Brandon.
7-year-old Brendan goes first. He musters up his courage and sails to the other side.
Oh, way to go.
6-year-old Josh is fearless, and he follows his big brother. He nails it. Now it's Dad's turn. He has to hurry. The wind is picking up.
Yep.
Ouch. That's Doug's helmet slamming into the rock.
I didn't like that.
Watch the video again. The rope is supposed to be tight. You can see it's sagging. The kids make it across because they're light, but at 205 pounds, Doug is too heavy, sending him crashing into the canyon.
I knew I was going to hit. There was no control, and there was no brake. I ended up being the brake.
And after all that, Doug suffered only minor injuries to his foot and one giant headache. And speaking of what was I thinking, what makes this guy think he can fly? He'll learn the hard way.
Welcome to the first annual Martin Carlton Stunt Special.
With his brother Greg shooting the camera, Martin's stunt for his backyard video show is to jump from one tree to another.
And we're up inside the tree that I will be leaping from. As you can see, I'll be jumping from here over to that tree over there. Does that look like the distance or what? See if I can lower this branch for you. Now the thing is, these branches are pretty flimsy, so I don't really have a stable takeoff point.
As Martin gets ready, Greg, the camera guy, takes his position back on the lawn.
Right now, there's not a whole lot of nerves in me. Usually I'd be nervous about something like this, but I don't feel that bad.
Wearing just gloves and glasses and nothing to protect his head, Martin goes out on a limb.
Let's go in and see if he's okay. I didn't grab the tree where I wanted to. Oh. My legs. I didn't quite get over there. I wanted it to work. Ow. Ow, I'm in pain. Greg, go get a glass of cold water quickly. And I need the water. To wake me up so I don't... So to just wake me up. It's like a form of shock that you go into. You start feeling nauseated and everything. Can he get up? Yeah, I'm up. Ow. Okay, it just popped right out, and it popped back in. So that's not good. The knee, actually nothing was broken. Nothing had happened. I just had to keep it straight and give it rest.
Martin Carlton looks back on his flying leap.
What was I thinking? That is actually a very popular question. I was thinking I could make it. There are people that will look at it and go, man, that was stupid. What the hell? You know, or what are you, an idiot? All right.
Now, this experience did help Martin. He now works part-time as a Hollywood stuntman. Well, when we first saw this next tape, we were awestruck. A deer versus a hunter in hand-to-hoof combat. And wait until you hear the story behind it. Arcebila Vargas uncovers the truth about the deer's revenge.
When the hunted decide it's time to turn the tables on the hunters, they don't mess around. Lynn Chestnut is the guy who seems to have Bambi all bent out of shape about something. The deer is kicking the living daylights out of Lynn Chestnut, and it's all being videotaped. But Lynn is not going to give up without a fight. By the time Lynn gets Bambi in a headlock, the deer seems to be crying uncle. Finally, the buck stops here. Now, if the pictures aren't amazing enough, wait till you find out who was behind the camera. Believe it or not, it was Lynn's own wife, Rosemary. Now, at some point, you'd think she'd stop videotaping to help her poor husband.
He screams at me. He says, I don't care if it kills me. He says, just keep taking the pictures.
Now, wait a minute, Mrs. Chestnut. This was all your husband's idea? Yes, sir. It turns out the videotape was premeditated by the victim himself. Lynn Chestnut shows exactly how he lured the beast. Starting with one wicked dose of elk scent.
It kind of kills your smells, you know, so you want to get that on you really good, you know. And they can smell your breath, yeah.
The reason Lynn went to all the trouble to pull this wild stunt? He said he just wanted to impress his pals. We don't know what Bambi thinks. The creature skedaddled back into the forest. But it's safe to say there's a whole herd of deer running around these parks, warning each other, don't tangle with animals like this.
Wacky. We'll be right back.
Now you can watch Real TV anytime. Go to RealTV1.com to get Real TV on demand.